Another perfect example of this in our next match.
Yeah.
We have John Haley
against Ultima. So like we said earlier, Ultima had lost to John Haley last week. In fact, before they actually played in a set, they were playing in one of the casual stations
last week.
And when I was watching them play, I was actually giggling the whole time because I think Haley ran him. Well, he ran a train on Ultima like 6 games straight.
Also because you're weird. Why are you standing there giggling? That's
because it's funny.
Okay.
It's funny watching Ultima.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be playing and then have you kind of in the back giggling.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, if you ever see me play casual with you, I probably ended up giggling at you.
No, you don't giggle because I keep doing stupid stuff with Ken and it works, so you don't giggle at me.
Well, because you're annoying.
Yeah.
Either case, we're going to see these two kids. Well, Ultima, a little bit more of a veteran, so to speak, on the scene. John Haley, I would say more of a newer. I mean, he's been going to some of the Weds Night Fights in the last couple of months. I mean, I hit him up on Twitter, and I was kind of like, yo, dog, like, you got some talent, man. Like, I really want to see you come out to these events because you could be a much better player if you just get more experience.
And then he was like, who you?
Fair enough. Fair enough, but I'm really glad to see, I mean, Ultima going back to school and still coming out to these events.
That's, dude, for people that don't know, I mean, I don't know if I'm putting his stuff out in open, but that guy's crazy. And I respect it. He goes to school, dude works graveyard shift, and he's still, if he's not going out to your locals,
if
you have no excuse.
If there's a story that I think is really, really interesting about the FGC, and I hope I'm not overreaching here with sharing a story like this, if you had met Ultima years ago when he first came into the scene, completely different person, different confidence level.
Like Street Fighter 4, we're talking.
Yeah, we're talking about Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Totally different person, and for him to be able to persevere as a player, to stay in the scene for this long, even though he was in a lot of people's eyes, including his own, trash, and now not being a trash player anymore, and then building on that confidence and going back to school. I think that's such an amazing story that's so worth sharing with.
That's what we want to see, right? We want to see not only growth here, but then growth in your actual real life endeavors. That's what I like to see. It's great to see growth in the game, but
that to me is the true definition of what FGC is all about. Okay, like that's what it. Yeah. That's what it is.
That's
to me.
what it should be.
Like forget all the esports stuff for a second. Forget about all the cash and all the fame. Before any of that existed, there was something more meaningful to what we can gain from playing games together, and that was about to push each other to become better versions of ourselves tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's definitely something that somewhere along the way of this Street Fighter 5 especially, maybe even Street Fighter 4, but definitely Street Fighter 5, and where the realm of how things have gone and how far things have gone now, it's kind of been pushed aside at points, but it ultimately, I 100% agree, that always needs to be the goal, right? You play this game, and it's all fun and games, and it's great competition, but it's what it's always meant to be, and to me, and I think to you as well. It's meant as almost kind of like an allegory to being a better person, growth in real life.
I respect esports. I don't respect the over-romanticization of it. That's what I don't respect. Because it's a false story that sends kids the wrong message when there's something much more powerful to be said about our community.
I 100% agree.
I'm going to end that rant right there.
Preach. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Sorry, I just got emotional just thinking about that because it's like it's just
voice of God Kento Bento. What I'm trying to watch match. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
You about to lose your godhood right now.
They unplugged the PS4. So can the crowd hear you yet or no?
Okay, so no respect. I'm just gonna say it's no respect that unplugged it. He unplugged the PS4. I can't give him the title of self-respect anymore because he just completely dissed everyone in the tournament. He has no self-respect. Obviously.
Well, I mean, he did name himself No Respect, so is this a surprise? John Haley, ladies and gentlemen. This is the young blood up here in Oakland, California. He actually is out of Stockton, so this guy
that's far.
That's far. It's further than me. So this kid makes a far drive. I was telling him earlier.
That's like an hour drive.
Actually, I wanted him to come to some of our sessions. So I was telling him, like, dude, just come to the Saturday sessions, roll to my house, and I'll drive you the rest of the way. So he doesn't, because he's a young kid. He doesn't have a lot of money.
My bad.
I was just saying, I want to help these kids. I want to help them, dude.
Mr. Ballin' out of control.
I'm not balling out of control. I just want to make sure that these
feeding meat
kids
to everyone. come out, shoutouts, come out Saturday to eat Crime Fiend's meat.
Anyways, we're going to see this matchup that we didn't see last week. Rashid versus Akuma. Is John Haley going to be able to reimagine the success that he had last week against this veteran player? Or was that all a fluke?
Yeah, and we'll see on the other end if Ultima is able to reach back to why he lost and take from that and adapt to that and bring that into this game to see if he can change the results. That was a really long-winded way of saying that. But it made sense.
But game 1.
Oh, he's not calling himself John Haley. I'm sorry. It's just Haley now. Right? I guess so, right?
Yep.
I kind of like John Haley, though.
For some reason, that's just the last couple seconds reminded me of rollback.
He's like...
yeah, right? Because it's like he looks like he's teleporting, kind of.
That movement. Oh, the great jump in. Great recognition of that block string. Jumping forward and getting that punish. And that's kind of the thing that I always go to see how well you know the Rashid matchup.
Yeah.
How well you're ready for it.
Well, it's just an overall good fundamentals, right? Because it's like, it's on top of knowing Rashid, it's knowing fundamentals.
I think that's a great option. I think a lot of times when Akuma players get the EX uppercut reversal into V-trigger, they immediately will do things like Demon Flip into Fireball. But you can actually go for the back fierce, and you wait and you get the hard punch, or doesn't matter really, Shoryuken, and actually side switches. And that's a great option, but while saying that, Ultima
gets the round. John Haley with a nice early start. Ultima coming back with that VT2. The respect from both players right now is, you can see it, right? That movement in the mid-range, trying to force that one read or that one error from the opponent. But they're not going to have a lot of chances to capitalize, so if they see that... Ooh. Wow, the challenge with the EXDP.
Now John Haley has all that meter, but eats the jump in from Rashid there. Gets pushed into the corner, doesn't want to use any of the V reversals. He has V-trigger now. And as we know, Akuma very dangerous always when he has that V-trigger one.
Yeah, you can tell from that position, he's fishing. He's fishing for the activation, and Ultima having none of it right now.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
He's still got a big mountain to climb here, but
needs
has
2 clean sequences in a row.
Here we go.
And that, yeah, he's going to have the fireball invincibility, and he has to hit them on the way down, because when he lands, that's a 0 frame recovery.
Yeah, and I think he actually had landed it already. I think he might have tried to go forward. I think it seemed like Ultima had timed that a little bit off. Although on his end, that's fine because he's safe anyway, right? But I think Haley, I'm sorry, did try to go forward a little bit there, tried to approach. And quickly Ultima actually up 1-0 here.
Well, good news is this is a best of 5. So Haley has 3 chances to make adjustments.
Oh.
A little overcommitment there. No punish from Ultima, though.
Yeah, that was a big opportunity there for Ultima.
And a bigger opportunity for Haley, capitalizing on that shimmy.
Yeah, but good use of the V reversal from Ultima, getting himself out of the corner. Do not want to be pinned against the corner against Akuma.
If anything, I see like... I watched some of the matches last week, but it looks like Ultima's taken a lot to consideration for this particular player matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see last week's match, but it does seem like Ultima's taking this approach very slowly.
It's more deliberate.
Yeah, and once he has that, that's when he gets the party rolling.
Yeah. It becomes a different game when you actually finally respect your opponent, right?
Oh, and Haley tried to go to that V-trigger activation to get that uppercut, but Ultima was at this awkward jump range,
he was guessing whether he needed to cross-cut or not.
Exactly. And honestly, I think what the best option there probably would have been like a jump
air
back.
to air.
Yeah, air to air. Yeah,
jump back jab. Yeah. I agree with you. 100% agree. No question.
Now he goes for the jump back air to air medium there, but just whiffing. Both players essentially have the meter. There it is. Full CA meter. Gets the crush counter off the stand fierce.
I think Ultima's still looking a lot more comfortable so far in the neutral. So look where Ultima's jumping. He's jumping in distances where Haley wants to press a button.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's also jumping at distances where it's very difficult for Akuma to answer.
I think what Haley needs to do is, like, he sees Ultima walking, he needs to try and bait that jump and then punish that jump, right?
Yeah,
and start to transition the meta a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But right now, Ultima has the timing, although that was not...
Oh, no!
That was weird.
And I don't know... maybe forgot that that's how it works.
He like panicked. He's like, oh, he's just gonna walk back, so I'm gonna move forward. And then Ultima just like, nah, dog.
He's like, why not? I'm gonna go forward.
I'm gonna go forward, bro.
Show me something before I don't do this, because I'm doing it. And quickly, Ultima up 2-0. John Haley goes to character select. I'd be surprised if he picks another character, I'd say, but I think this is just him giving himself a little moment here to relax, rethink his approach. But I gotta say, Ultima has been picking, and I go back to the point about his jumping, right? He's jumping at these points and these
position
spacings.
Jumps.
Exactly.
These are not random jumps. These are based on position that he has to be in before he commits to the jump.
Exactly. Not only is he at advantageous spacing to jump and get a punish if John Haley or Haley doesn't check it, but it's also, as we were saying, very difficult positions for Haley to be checking.
And most has to do with what Haley's looking for at that exact position. So he needs to make a mental transition now,
exactly.
not later, now, if he's going to try and find a chance to win, if Ultima sticks to that strategy.
Yeah, exactly. And Ultima's picking that spacing where you usually, as an Akuma or any really character, you want to play footsies, you want to press buttons. But those are exact situations where even if you don't press a button, it's difficult for your character to anti-air, right? And if you do press a button...
at that air-to-air jab just right now, right? Even though it whiffed, but the representation of it is so important.
Yep, that's the adaptation. And again, you see another jump, and that he didn't get any damage, but it still worked out. He got himself out of the corner there.
Well, this is like, you know, the last character you ever want to be in the corner against is always going to be Rashid.
Yes.
Back throw, interesting.
Great blocks there, but
and
gets
the plus
flipped.
frames. I'm surprised he didn't go for the EX. Oh! Forget about anything right there. Just shimmying back and forth, just stutter movements, and Ultima had no idea what the intention was. It was just simply a throw.
And you know what? I think, and that was great play by Haley. No, you know, I'm not going to take it away from him. But I also think, even though Ultima lost that round, I think that was actually a really good representation of patience, right?
Yeah.
Great anti-air back fierce. Gets the demon flip palm. Pushes Ultima into the corner. Red fireball. That chip damage.
That red fireball from Akuma is +8.
I love it.
It's insane. And crouch fierce is 10.
Although, I mean, it wasn't a real block string.
Yeah, but man, when you
nobody
you're just
ready,
like,
yeah.
you're just like, damn, this sucks.
Oh,
and that sucks. He messed up.
Yeah, he had a bigger punisher, -5. Not getting a lot, and Haley gets the air fireball.
This could be that return that he needs.
Get
no.
off me. EX uppercut. Oh, and
no.
You know scared, I know scared, but probably should have been a little scared. Because right now, Ultima is on match point.
So those types of DPs, I'm a little bit, well, I understand why he would do it, right? Because it's not a 1-for-1, but he does get the knockdown afterwards.
And it was a difficult situation, right? Because he had already run up to him, and it's a throw that you can't take as Akuma. That's enough health for you to die.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult situation.
Those stutter jabs are starting to bother Haley a little bit too. Nice jump though, gonna punish.
We haven't seen that since the first round in the first game, that jumping between the block string of that tornado.
Then that's definitely a punish.
Puts him in the corner. Gets the throw. Haley trying to play patient here. Takes another throw. Has all the meter now.
This is just an operation on Akuma right now from Ultima. Who's gonna get the
Nobody gets the drop. He's still in it.
Almost had that.
He gets the dash. I don't know if that's enough. I don't think that's enough.
Are you sure? I think that's enough.
Just enough. I was a little scared there, but gets just enough damage on that last hit. He stays in the game, and he's really back in his chair. He knew.
Not quite over yet. Still has a run going for him on the scoreboard. 2 games to 1. John Haley showing signs of life.
My Ultima there just forgetting about the demon option just for a split second there. Cost him that game.
But here's the thing though. Haley had to go to that strategy on the first victory that he had. Now that could build the momentum, but it's going to be really hard for him to land that again later on in the set.
Right. But I will say, he did the dirtiest one.
Yep.
There's no real tell for that one.
He just dashed on a whiff.
Yep. But right now, none of that matters because Rashid and Ultima are yet again on match point very quickly.
Yeah, that was just a mauling. Like Ultima just had all the frame traps, and Haley didn't even challenge with any EXTPs. I think that kind of comes to show like the history of the match, right? Where he's been punished a few times now, where there's the hesitation is now set into place.
He's in the corner close to stun. One more hit will be a stun.
You see that hesitation is causing an impact later on in the set, right? Because Ultima has up to the aggression.
Yeah. With
the frame traps especially, right? He's not blocking as much. He's just really going in with frame traps or frame trap to throw.
Yeah, I mean, he smells blood. He's up 2-1. Why not? You gotta test his defense, right? And tested and not up to par, not in this game.
Nope, not
Ultima
at all.
takes it over John Haley, gets the run back. And I think if it was one thing John Haley I wanted, or sorry, I keep saying it's Haley. Gotta respect that. If it's one thing that I wanted to see more was whenever he got himself into these situations in the corner, I know he wanted to play really patient and he wanted to save his V-trigger, but I would have liked to see a little bit more usage of the V-reversal to get himself out of that situation, right? I've seen him exhibit great footsie and fundamentals and patience. I want to see him once again put himself back into these positions so that he can play that. Because playing against Rashid in that situation is not necessarily a winning situation.
So when I got to play him in a casual set early, and it was just really a Ryu mirror match, I was telling him that. So we played a pretty long set, but towards the end of the set, I was outplaying him, right? And it's not necessarily. I'm not saying that I'm outplaying him, so I'm better than him or whatever.
You
right?
outplaying people?
What I'm trying to say is that I noticed this is one of those things, right? When you play online so much, it becomes a flaw when you go into an offline mentality, right? The level of the speed at which somebody would transition the meta or make a decision to do something else, like that whole thing changes when the opponent, especially a high IQ opponent, you know, is able to recognize where you're willing and where you're unwilling.
Not only high IQ, but kind of much more of a veteran, experienced, right?
Yeah, because that's not, yes, you're correct. It's not necessarily IQ. It comes down to experience because you can recognize patterns. And as you recognize patterns, that's where you make the adjustment.
You can recognize patterns. You can more easily remember to tell yourself that these are the situations where I have to do these things, right?
Now, he can recognize patterns, but when it comes to
acting on it
quickly enough, right? And knowing the balance of when either trying to transition too quickly or too slowly, that becomes a new challenge for a player that's trying to get onto this offline environment. But speaking of which, he gets another chance, another 3 out of 5 set to do that against No Respect.
And No Respect coming off a big victory against LPN, actually eliminating LPN. Yeah, he's got to be feeling pretty high on himself right now, but he's got to keep it chill, right? Because we know John Haley, especially just dropping that game against and that match against Ultima, you know he's going to want to bring it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how far is this? This is
losers finals.
Losers finals. Yeah,
losers
that's
finals.
what I think. That's what I thought.
So we only got 2 sets left for the evening.
Great anti-air there, and that's just a little bit unfortunate there, getting the trade and actually lost
a lot of health. That
was not a good trade.
A very good trade for every Urian always.
That's the thing in this game with you're playing a Shoto. If you're not quick enough with the uppercut anti-airs, that's a trade you're losing every time.
He's going to get the Oki here, though. There, he doesn't miss that anti-air.
Mix-ups. Oh, no, committed. But no punish from No Respect there.
I dig that back jump.
Yo, I thought he was going to reflect that and kill himself. That was so close to reflecting.
Not quite the scenario there, but No Respect gets underneath him. First round in his favor.
Oh, goes with the fireball at the beginning, but sniffs out the jump in from Haley there. Predicting correctly with the air fireball. And the same kind of great block.
That was so tricky. See, the thing, he went for a back roll, so he had to know the setup, and the fact that he back rolled was going to put him in front, because you could easily just looked at the animation and blocked the wrong way.
Yeah, and again, as we're talking, No Respect takes the first game there. This is first to 3.
Yep.
And I think they're kind of working that out right now. But it's kind of the same thing I was saying against with Haley against in his last against Ultima. You know, he's getting himself into these situations where you're showing great patience, and it's great that you want to show that you can play it. And he's playing defense actually pretty good, except for the fact that he's not using his reversal. And it's not even about getting himself out of the situation. He's getting into situations where he's really close to stun almost all the time. And that changes the way how both players play the rest of the match, right?
Yeah. He needed a couple of crush counters too, so the timing of the buttons not too hot right now. He needs to review not just the timing of when he presses buttons, but when his opponent is pressing buttons. There's an expectation or an anticipation of that.
Oh, it eats the EX.
I like the step up, although No Respect has been known to just walk back and then crouch fierce on you with throws. So sort of a dangerous proposition.
Oh, goes low, and No Respect was ready for that. Oh, that could have been it if he had converted into the uppercut.
Wow, Risk. I love that. That is such a small little detail that I'll explain that later. That was so sick.
Yeah, I mean, I think
so sick.
I know what you're doing. The little check with the crouch jab there, and immediately from there, jump back.
No, it was just the check itself, because crouching light kick is only +1, and Urian's fastest normal is 3 frames.
Yeah.
4 frames.
Yeah.
So you can always check with the 3-framer to neutralize the whole situation.
Yeah.
And exactly what he did.
But I also, I mean,
that's a veteran move.
Yeah, but I also just really like that he just did the jump back. He still had the V trigger for the fireball. It's going to be very hard for Urian to do anything to stop him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just gushing over that. But in the meantime, Haley just he gets stunned. For such a brilliant previous round, he gets mollywopped in this one.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's the same situation. I understand that he wants to use the V trigger to come back in these rounds, but you're putting yourself in these situations where you're putting yourself in these stun situations. And it changes the game drastically, not only for your opponent, but how you play defense.
Well, the question would be like, do you just do V reversal, or is it the change in your neutral to prevent yourself from getting stunned this fast?
Oh no, it's definitely that too, right? But once you're in that situation, you got to play that situation, right?
Of course.
Ooh, tricky setup there, but No Respect ready for it. Gets the block.
Nicely evades that EX tackle.
No Respect's got to play very carefully. Haley with all the meter. Oh, the call out there.
Jeez, No Respect.
Had a feeling that Haley was going to go for a tech.
Yeah, and I feel like Haley, like, even though Haley is in the top 3 tonight, but this is showing kind of that discrepancy, right, of that offline versus online play, and not having enough
This is the experience. This is the experience.
This is the difference.
Clearly showing.
And the gap was not in skill, just experience.
Yeah. It's kind of like that situation where he's blocking, and he wants to keep his meter, right? I think online experience, probably he feels it's a winning. Yeah, it's a winning strategy because people are not patient enough, or people are not solid enough with their offense that you can find these holes. But not in this situation, right?
Yeah.
No Respect has shown that his offense is really tight, so he's not giving the same opportunities for comebacks.
Speaking of which, right now, trying to maintain he's trying to create anything here, but No Respect come out on top in all these trades.
Yeah, he's very content with just getting these trades.
Nice CV right there.
Goes for the uppercut, stays.
Lots of work to do here, though. So much work for him to do.
Oh, just as you said earlier, the step back, crouch fierce. And
No Respect's really good at that, too. Really, really good.
Yeah, he's also good at it. Once he does that, he's ready for if you block it to cancel into EX Fireball.
What's that mental conditioning, right? Like, he's mentally conditioned himself to walk back, and as soon as he walks back, he's always going to look for that throw. So technically speaking, what you're supposed to do to him is clip him low.
Again. Ted now on match point, actually. Although Haley does have him in the corner. Another bad trade.
The health trade right there, dude. That's ridiculous.
Okay, gets the crush counter fierce, goes right into CA. Big damage. But he's got to be careful. Aegis on deck. He goes into his own future, gets thrown into the corner. Dangerous situation. Oh, great jump out. Yeah, you can't press buttons there, Azurian. But gets the Aegis. That's going to be it. Huge damage.
6 rounds to none. 6 rounds to none.
And if it's anything that we can point out, it's the experience.
No,
it's the live tournament experience.
I 100% think that this comes down to experience. Like the kid is a super skilled player, right? Really, I think he has a really good at least from a Street Fighter perspective, a really good Street Fighter IQ.
Yeah. And I think
it's great situational awareness for the most part.
I think the first person that will tell you that this is why they're here and they need that experience is himself.
Yeah.
It's why he's coming out every week. And he's going to review, I know he's going to review this and say, you know, these are the things I got to work on, right?
Yeah.
So,
like, I think if anything, like, if I had to give one particular piece of advice, so if you end up watching this replay, John, I would say is you got hit by a lot of things. One thing that you did do was you were trying to walk into things and try to challenge. The thing that you didn't do was try to get the read before the challenge. Get the read first, find the timing, find the positioning, and then counter react.
Yeah, it's
or just bait out the button as a whole and then counter punish, right? Well, you're trying to, but he's trying to get the exchanges too much, and I think that's what really led to the loss.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to bring up the thing again because I've said it a million times already.
With the view reversal.
But I think it's just reassessing these situational moments where what I should do, what he should do, how can I affect this match right in this moment to bring things back to my advantage.
Let me try rephrasing this for you. Maybe what you might maybe I think the message you're trying to say is consider that still as an option in the right situations.
Definitely.
Don't eliminate it as an option.
You cannot, especially.
But it seemed like he did eliminate it as an option.
Definitely.
Period.
Definitely, and that hurt him. That hurt him. We saw multiple situations where he was in the corner, stunned, pretty much there on one more hit. And now, if you're not going to use that option to at least drain down the stun,
or at least have them consider.
Exactly.
You know. So how are you going to switch up the meta?
Especially against
if you don't even represent.
Yeah, especially against an aggressive player like No Respect. Your defense is not going to deteriorate. Your blocking is not going to deteriorate their offense. They're not going to be. They're 100% determined to stick to that offense because you haven't shown that you're going to get out of it in any way. And if the stun's there, they have no reason to back down. So it's the situational awareness of how can I affect things in this moment to regain a little bit of the advantage.
Yeah, so I think there's a summary, slightly more versatility on both offense and defense that presents a slightly more complex game plan that forces the respect from your opponent.
Yes, and as we talk about respect, No Respect stepping up.
Trying to come back from the loser side, going up against Ultima. Now, this was a rough one.
This is a difficult one. They go back and forth. They play these guys probably play more.
The last time that they played, I think the last time they played, I think Ted got
both lost.
Technically speaking, I mean nobody wins except for nobody wins. There's no winner.
Yeah, there's never
a winner.
Shout outs to everyone watching Wednesday Night Fights. This is grand finals, but you're not winning right now.
There's no winner in this. I hope they buy us food, and then we'd be the winners.
Round one.
I'm pretty hungry, actually.
I am very hungry.
Here we go. Grand Finals. Ultima in winners. ESA, No Respect in losers.
Again, you saw that walk back to whiff, to force the whiff throw. Except he punished with a crouching medium punch instead, knowing that the Fierce was too, the crouching Fierce was too far. Yeah, I know historically, just No Respect has a lot of issue in this particular matchup. So many different things that Rashid can do on offense that just flat out owns Urien.
That was a great block, but he does find himself in the corner. Uses the EX meter to get himself out, though. But as I say that, Rashid pushing him right back in with the mixers.
Misses that. A little bit too slow on the EX Eagle Spike.
Opportunity still for Urien, but as I say that, gets sniped out by a crouch medium, gets the confirm.
So this match was way worse in the previous seasons because a crouching medium kick was low profile. So you could just do crouching medium kick all day and that EX headbutt will always win. That doesn't work anymore, but Rashid's jabs and shorts are so quick that the EX headbutts are still going to whiff. So it's not that much better.
Do not get it twisted. Rashid's still one of the best characters in the game.
I think Rashid still bodies Urien. Should they be able to get the knockdown? Ultima going back to the full screen.
Yeah, he's got a good lead. He's content. Oh, he tried to use the roll there to get past the EX Fireball, but gets hit by it instead. Goes right into the B-Trigger. For some reason, Ted just goes right into it and wants... Okay.
A little bit late on the jump. That was just a bad neutral jump by Ultima. And No Respect was ready with that EX headbutt from the ground.
He's got the Aegis set up. Great jump out. Wall jump from Ultima there. Gets himself to safety.
He should. Oh, I felt like he should have blocked that.
Oh, the trickery there.
Let me tell you something. Had he blocked that EX Fireball, he would have had VT1 ready, and he could just activate it right on the spot.
Yeah.
Instead, he evaded it. Missed opportunity. But still, 1 round apiece early in the set.
Baits out the EX tackle there. Blocks it. Makes him waste one of his precious meters.
There should be a consideration to just go straight into low forward after blocking the EX tackle. You saw earlier that Ted was holding back. Not down back, holding back.
NorRespect gets the confirm from the target combo into V trigger Aegis Reflector.
Try to get the setup, couldn't quite get it.
Oh, the jump in roundhouse. Is this enough? I think it might be.
This is enough. Doesn't need the
Especially, didn't even need the stun, but even better with the stun. Big damage. Every time I see that, I'm just that damage.
I want to see some transitions. I want to see some transitions happening from Ultima side, because it'd be interesting. I always want to see the first transition because it gets to show whether the opponent is going to make that next transition and then the transition after, right? How deep can they go in the meta?
Oh, and as you say that,
just jumps.
Just jumps in and gets that. That's gotta
doesn't have to go that deep in the meta. Just go straight to the most deliberate layer possible.
I mean, look, it's worked out at least 3 times already for NorRespect. He's gotten that jump in roundhouse for huge damage.
Yeah.
Finds himself in the corner right now, though. Gets the neutral. Was that jump back roundhouse?
Yep. You gonna be too slow? No, fast enough this time.
The setups! Oh, he got it.
Yep. No escaping that. Honestly, even if he did back Aegis, he was donezo.
Yeah.
Oh, nice EX headbutt.
Ooh! Gets the chop.
Try to set him up with the trickery. Ultima just escapes it and says, forget it. I'm just going to take back my stun.
Take back my stun. Get another chance to approach. Great block. And great block from Ultima there, knowing that NorRespect had the meter for a possible EX shoulder tackle.
Yeah, gotta give a shout outs to NorRespect's blocking right now. You see a lot of that gray health existing, and it's because he's been blocking everything and not fighting, willing to eat the throw.
And that's led him to have this huge lead right now.
Oh, what an air-to-air. One hit away now, anything. Ultimate has to be extremely careful and not careful enough.
Another jump roundhouse.
Biting a little bit too hard on that standing fierce. I think he was looking for like a dash or like a really long range with button.
And Urian with one of the better jump in roundhouses, you know, it reaches so far, it hits you early, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, weird interaction there.
He just didn't expect the jab to actually hit, and that throw whiffs instead. Too many plus frames for that throw to land.
Oh, he tried to get the air-to-air, but accidentally puts himself in the corner.
Oh, straight up just dashes in his face and with the... What? Really?
The call out that he hesitated that crouch fierce as well.
Supposed to stun, he does get the stun.
2
games.
Nothing. Is he gonna reset the bracket against Ultima?
I mean, with the way that he's playing right now, it's looking like it. It's looking like that a lot.
And if it's one thing that we know, if Ted comes back and he wins this, we ain't hearing the last of it.
I drive him home every Wednesdays. I'm definitely not hearing the last of it.
Just drop him off in East Oakland.
That's messed up, man. That's hella messed up. Why would you say that? That's so mean. Even I wouldn't want to wish that on him.
Some good pho restaurants.
We're not talking about the restaurants, bro.
It's a wholesome neighborhood.
Hey, parts of it are wholesome.
No, not really.
Yeah, you're right.
Coming from a native. Not really. Alright, here we go.
You know your neighborhood.
NorRespect. 1 game away from resetting the bracket against Ultima. Let's see what adaptations Ultima comes with.
You see Rose in the back sitting next to NorRespect.
The adaptation is changing its color, apparently. Cheater picking the stage that it blends into as well.
I hate when people do that.
I mean, I don't know if he did that on purpose.
And it's not on purpose. I know it's not on purpose. It's just like, I hate when people do that.
Yo,
It
remember
annoys me.
when we went to Capcom to play the Ultra when they had red focus and me and Rom would play?
Oh my god.
Because I used Ken, right? And he used Yang. And we played on Volcano Red stage.
Don't talk to me about that. That was the worst.
Anyway, very, very quickly, no respect. 1 round away from resetting the bracket. He tried to go for a jump again.
Some bad memories for that day.
What you talking about? That was great. That was like the most broken game and it was so fun. Remember Honda?
Let's not. There's so much stuff about that game.
Talk to us some other time.
I'd rather not be on camera
Offline.
talking about any of that.
Yeah. But that was a fun day. But anyway, here we go. Ultima finally looking like he has some offensive pressure. Pushing No Respect to the corner, but No Respect getting his way out.
Ooh.
That armor.
He's close to V reversal. All he has to do is block a medium, any heavy, or even a fireball. And there it is.
Goes right into it from the target combo, even on block. Oh! Huge damage.
Jeez, he's gonna spend all that bar. Tons of damage.
Oh! They dropped it! Not enough. 2 of them. We went low.
You see, it's such a cool setup, right? He spends 2 bars, he gets plus 2 times, and because he's still plus both times, he can go into a frame trap. And Rashid had no meter.
That's the thing I was gonna point out. He did not have meter. The first time he did it, sure, had meter, and he EX uppercutted his way out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do this time?
Nothing. Eat that. You hold that.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna let me reset the bracket. Bracket reset. Here we go.
3 games straight for No Respect.
And jump-ins again. Just, Ultima has not checked the jump-ins enough.
And he's getting outpoked, outplayed. I mean, this is just not looking good for Ultima at all. Just No Respect playing on a different tier right now compared to Ultima.
Stun, building the meter. Huge damage. Look at that red.
Oof. Just look at this play.
Woo!
And the stutter shorts. He's putting the pieces together right now, man. He's putting it all together.
And if Ultima wants to come back, he's gonna have to put his own pieces together.
I mean, he's in pieces, is what it looks like right now.
Okay. Gets the jump. I like that timed jump there. Didn't get a punish, but for a moment he got the momentum, but allowing kind of No Respect to regain that positioning.
I like that. No Respect was really patient right there, right? A lot of players, after they blocked that EX Eagle Spike in VT2, they tried to press a button, and Ultima would press Fierce just like mid-screen.
Oh, great air-to-air, keeping Ultima in the corner. And I think that's honestly one of the biggest differences right now that's swaying
The combo.
the matches to No Respect's side, right? Ultima has not been able to show consistent stopping of jump-ins, right? Whereas
he has to spend meter like that, right? He's not able to get the consistent jump-ins without the meter, and that's causing issues. Oh, he misses that!
Oh, and just doesn't block his head.
Just asleep. Just that's some...
That's a sign, right? That's a
It's
sign.
gonna sound really mean. That is some lazy defense.
That's a sign. That's a sign.
Because that's one of those things, after the forward medium, like you can react to that forward fierce and high block.
Yeah, look at him. He knows it. If anyone knows it, he knows it. He's like, man, I had a long day. I went to school. He's like,
I respect all that,
God.
but when you're on the field, none of that's an excuse anymore. That was some lazy defense.
It is.
And actually, the past 4 games have been lazy defense. Using the EX bars for the anti-airs, not able to get either fierce spinning mixer or crouching medium punch as an anti-air.
And we'll see. He goes to character select.
And he switched the V triggers.
He did. He in fact did.
And it doesn't change the result.
Nope.
I mean, the fundamental... This is all coming down to just fundamentals.
Yeah. As I said,
issue.
things like jump-ins not being checked.
If you can't ground to air and you're having a bad day, go air to air. I don't even see that.
He hasn't shown that he's been able to win the ground game. Hasn't shown that he's been able to stop No Respect's jump-in game. Really, he hasn't really put any part of the game.
The effort that needs to come
yet.
in is either to slowly transition on the ground or to actually start controlling the air a little bit. And
Yes.
And if you can't ground to air, then air to air.
Yeah, definitely. I think until he can do one of
build
those
the
things,
rhythm,
yeah.
right? It's like getting a free throw.
Exactly.
You go to the free throw line, get your shot in, and feel your rhythm.
Unless you can do one of those things, there's no way you're going to be able to stop the floodgates right now.
But he needs to get something going and get that flow going so he feels more comfortable. And that's not a trait that you want. I see that he's still trying, but that's dude. That doesn't cut it.
Gets his jump in. Gets his own jump in, I should say. Oh,
Just
the
ready.
neutral jump again. Yeah, he's been ready with the armor tackles, or headbutts, I should say.
I like that attempt right there from No Respect, right? Try to wait for the tornado to go up before he goes into the EX tackle. Didn't quite work out. And no view reversal, so he puts himself there.
Ooh!
Really?
I don't know if he meant that, but that was...
I don't know if he meant that either, but yeah, like you said, that was super sick.
Oh, no, not enough.
Dude, that was
brilliant.
that's
brilliant.
just a very, very smart play.
Yep. He's gone overhead a few times, and that was the perfect time to go low there.
The positioning was perfect.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a better round for Ultima. But still not enough.
Yeah. I mean, I think if...
He needs to be able to convert what he just did there and do slightly more. Even if he loses this game, he just needs to do slightly more to move into a more comfortable game 3.
And as good of a game or round he just had, something that I'll echo, kind of piggybacking off you, when you were saying he was playing kind of this lazy version of defense. I honestly think a little bit of his offense was a little lazy. We saw full screen.
I didn't want to say that, but that was what I was thinking
full
too.
Screen,
it was both.
He had decent, I don't know if he was leading, but it was not too far from the lead. And he chooses to burn EX meter to get in with the EX Eagle Spike.
Yeah.
Not necessary.
It wasn't. And we're seeing... Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
A combination of... Dude, he's just cold from outside. Right? He's just cold. And on top of that, No Respect playing hot. So it's two things going really against him right now. Like, Ted's playing on a completely different level. He's reacting. He's transitioning. He's playing layers on layers of things. Ultimately not knowing what to look for and not able to slow it down. Now he takes the headset off. You know what? Like, I'm not trying to talk some smack, but I can see why he would be frustrated. I mean, if you're not frustrated after you lost 5 games straight, I think that's something wrong.
I mean, it's also, you just know, as anyone that plays this game, you know when you're not playing up to par, right?
And this is nowhere close to what Ultima can play, so I think he's trying to focus. You got to commend him, right? He's still in the game. He's still trying to make things happen, as frustrating as it is. But let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson.
Well, we'll see. You know, things aren't over yet.
Yeah,
it's going to be a hard hill to climb, but we'll see.
Okay, getting that offense going, dashing in. Jeez, man, just perfect for those.
Ooh,
and that was a perfect jump.
Yeah,
right. Didn't let No Respect get away with that for free.
Oh,
I love it.
Close to stun.
Perfect. The dash up, making it look like the throw and setting it up. Even if that was blocked, that VT2 was ready.
Yeah, that was a perfect situation to go for that, right? Not enough health to take the throw. You're safe on activation anyway.
And that looks like a really healthy offensive transition.
Yeah, he went with the correct options at the right times. You know, he wasn't forcing things. You know, he waited until he had the advantage, had the opportunities.
You see some of the challenges right now too. He's actually waiting for the jump for No Respect before he reacts, and he went for the air-to-air instead of the ground-to-air. It wasn't working out for him.
Yep. There's much more reason to the things that he's doing on both offense and defense right now.
Yeah. And he's going to have to deal with this on defense right now. Let's see if he can mount the defense, because his offense looking pretty good. Again, with the air-to-air.
Oh, he tried to use the EX Eagle Spike to get out, but A just stopped him. Get off me. EX uppercut stays in the game. He still has V.
What?
He still has V. And he just got hit.
Not sure what No Respect was looking for, but
staying alive.
Finally on the board. This is the transition that needed to happen, right? We talked about the air-to-airs. We're talking about the offense being a little bit more fluid, converting defense to offense. We're seeing a little bit more of that now. So he's starting to come back into rhythm here.
And that's the thing, right? Like, he started checking No Respect for things like jump-ins, and that leads you into your offense.
I hope this is not too little too late, but this is what I wanted to see from Ultima earlier before going 0-5.
he's 1-5 right now, so we'll see if he can keep this going.
As long as he's 3-5, then it's all good. Very nice from No Respect.
Uses the armor.
Yeah, the offense is looking a lot better here, right? More safer frame traps, not going for a lot of real gaps.
Oh, again with the jump back roundhouse. Great option there.
The challenge with the throw. And the oh yeah, Ultima's movement looking better too. Defensive choices, more versatile, not static.
And like I said earlier, just much more reason.
And now he's getting the grounded airs.
Yeah, yeah. You stop certain options, and that leads into the rest of your game, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, sometimes it's just these small little plays that put you back in rhythm. Now this is looking a lot better for Ultima. Ultima, I think now doesn't look like that lazy player that we saw in the first 5 games.
Definitely. He's understanding that you can't just have it all right away. You got to work your way into your options.
It was a steady transition, but he made it happen. Only had to lose 2 more games in the after the reset. But sometimes that's all you need.
And it doesn't matter when you turn it on, as long as you turn it on.
As long as you turn it on.
Yeah, in time.
Yeah.
And I also love the option. You know, he's seen this distance where No Respect wants to close the gap just by jumping into empty space, and he's jumping back.
Yeah. No Respect going to set up the down ages or back ages. Oh wow.
Oh, not a good trade there for Ultima.
Not a good trade at all. I'm a little surprised that Ultima didn't want to do just V-trigger activate and just go EX Eagle Spike to get the hell out the corner, right? And try to build some pressure. So match point again for No Respect. Ultima needs this round.
I think he may have been scared off a little bit from previously where he tried to do that and the Aegis actually stopped him.
Yeah.
Wake up headbutt puts Ultima in the corner.
Gets out.
Yeah, great use of the V-reversal to get himself out of the corner.
And we're seeing this much more closely contested round between these 2 players.
Oh, neutral jump. No Respect just walks into the neutral jump. Aegis Reflector.
Wow!
Oh, the overhead didn't get the block.
That was just tricky stuff. That was just tricky stuff. You know what? Like, okay, early in that set.
Oh, the hug.
Still homies at the end of the day.
Yeah,
still homies at the end of the day. We all train together, right? Early in the set, like I said, I thought it was lazy. It was uninspiring. It was just flat out lazy. I don't have any other words for it. But he finally made that transition. But it was a little too late. He played a lot more solid in those last 2 games. And that final round, I think just No Respect just pulled out some of the tricks in his hat.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a situation where just didn't have enough fuel to the end of it. You know, it was great to see that he finally adapted, but sometimes it's just not enough. You know, you put yourself down 5-0, and it's just a lot of times against a good player such as No Respect, it's just a too tough of a mountain to climb. But shout outs to both players. And
no, absolutely. I mean, so we have our top 3. First place is No Respect. Second place, we have Ultima. And in 3rd place is John Haley. Interestingly enough, LPN in 4th place, and Mikey is nowhere to be found.
Where is Mikey?
Oh, no, probably busy.
Milk carton. Where is Mikey?
The milk carton.
He's training. He's meditating and training for Saturday.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. And speaking of which, just segue into that. Can we get the slide for Saturday, please, so everybody can take a look at it one more time before.
Thank you, Bento God.
Go ahead, my man.
Saturday Night Fight. Right after, well, it's going to be an all-day thing starting from 4 p.m. Doors open, but the crescendo of it is 1 a.m. Right after Saturday Night Live on NBC, we will have NorCal versus SoCal.
Yeah, if you guys are curious about how it works, so there's a WNF Top 8 playoffs for player drafts. So what that means is, so the open tournament, if I'm not mistaken, the first place winner of that tournament gets into this 8-man tournament in which 4 people will make it into the draft. Because Team NorCal and Team SoCal right now only contain 3 people each. So there's 2 open spots for each of the rosters. So that's what's going to happen. So if you guys want to get a chance to be on TV, go into the open tournament because that can put you into the top 8.
Yeah, and then right now we should say NorCal consists of LPN,
thank you,
Samurai, and Alex Myers. And SoCal consists of Chris T, Dankadillis.
Brian.
Yeah, and
SD
Pinoy. Yeah.
Mr. Richard.
So if you and I should say not even a shot to be on TV, a shot to compete with these level of players.
A shot to represent yourself.
Yeah.
Right. If you're into building your brand, a shot to build your brand. A shot to be on TV. Shot to be on TV. To represent the community. I don't care what the reason is. You have a bunch of different reasons to be in this tournament, right?
Another reason could be because you want to come eat Crack Fiend's meat.
That's also true. You want some of that brisket? Come on by at 4 p.m. I serve right on the dot. As soon as doors open, I'm serving over by the bar.
Come get some of Anton Yeat's meat.
And it's first come, first serve. So just because you're my homie doesn't mean I'm going to save it for you.
Oh, that's
you know how I roll. This,
but NCR, I'm always early. So
you're always early, but
I'm trying to get that meat.
No offense to Long, right? Like sometimes I go to NCR and he's like, "Why did you save me any brisket?" I'm like, "I'm not going to serve it cold. I'm not going to serve it cold. Period. I don't care if you're my homie." So
he obviously ain't trying to get that meat, because I'm trying to get that meat.
Well, to make up for that, I actually had a party at my house and we cooked like the best brisket of my life.
Yeah, but I'm still first there.
Yeah, you still are first there.
I'm like right there.
Anyways, guys, we're going to let y'all go. Thank y'all for tuning in to Wednesday Night Fights. We will catch you guys on Saturday for the live Twitch broadcast and hopefully for the live show where we're all going to talk a bunch of smack. My name is Crack Fiend.
James.
We'll see you guys this Saturday.